What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for today's video. In this video, I was kind of in a hurry to get it up because NC State is playing today at noon against the Pitt Panthers on the road. But before we talk about NC State's game versus Pitt today, I wanted to just touch on this Virginia Tech game. And the prediction I made was very, 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 very wrong. And I just want to just break it down and just give some thoughts about the game and what happened. So First things first, NC State's defense, mainly rush defense in particular, is atrocious. It's horrible. Yes, we were without Peyton Wilson, a very good, probably our best linebacker, maybe even our best defensive player. He was out, but it's no excuse to give up just the crazy amounts of rushing yards we get. When we even gave up crazy numbers against Wake Forest when Peyton did play. Really, the main reason why I picked NC State last minute was that I knew that Virginia Tech was going to be without 23 of their players, and even one of the players at last minute we figured out that was missing the game was their quarterback Hendon Hooker, and even Virginia Tech lost their backup quarterback in that game due to injury for maybe a couple quarters or so, but NC State still could not stop the third-string quarterback from coming in and making plays. As you see right here, right on cue, their third-string quarterback comes in the game and is making great throws to the corner of the end zone. That's a great catch as well. And oh, look at this, Christopher Dunn. Give him a shout out. 53-yarder. We needed that against Clemson a few years ago. That would have been nice. I'm sorry for bringing that up, WolfPack Nation. Forgive me. But anyway, back to this game. Bailey Hockman got the start at quarterback for NC State. After a solid week 1 performance, as we talked about in the last video, he makes another mistake here. Just a bad, lazy throw outside, picked off down the sideline. He did make the tackle. Got to give him a lot of credit for the hustle. He could have gave up on that play. But I feel like he just didn't have it from start to when he got pulled for Devin Leary late in the third quarter. I also felt like that Coach Dorn should have went to Leary a lot earlier. And as soon as Leary came in, he looked sharp. It's here on this first drive. That's a rifle pass in there to Devin Carter, and just giving the receivers a chance to make plays. Give them the ball in space and let them make plays. And that's what Devin Carter did right there. And this is Leary's first drive, by the way. Here he is again. It's a beautiful throw, back shoulder. C.J. Riley, great catch. And it's the first drive touchdown. And I feel like we should have been doing that from the start of the second half, really, because you could just tell Hockman did not have it from start of that game. Despite Leary coming in and making a strong showing, State's defense just had no answer for Virginia Tech's offense, despite missing all their key players, or some key players. Some were not, but some were some key players like Hendon Hooker. State's defense allows 40 points back-to-back games, and that's not a good sign. And what makes it even worse is we lose guys to scary injuries like Khalid Martin, who went down with that looks like to be a spinal cord injury. It was definitely scary to see that, but he was able to leave the hospital and come back to Raleigh. So prayers for him. Hopefully he recovers and can get back out there on the field. But definitely it was just scary to see that, and it sucks to see guys go down with injuries, especially after the past we've had with injuries. But we're going to move on from the Virginia Tech game, and we're going to switch gears over to Pitt, our new opponent today at 12 noon. We're taking on the Panthers at Pitt. Last change between these two teams since 2017. Only one guy on NC State has played Pitt, and that was their transfer over from Penn State, Daniel Joseph's the DN, who did miss last game, but he's the only player on the team familiar with Pitt, and Pitt with that outstanding offensive line, Daniel Joseph is going to have to be important. Just Pitt's offensive line has only allowed 2 sacks so far this season, but Pitt, they get the benefit of not having to go against the NFL caliber quarterback Ryan Finley and NFL talent like Jacoby Myers, Jalen Samuels, Naheem Hines, Kelvin Harmon. I'd say the offensive talent level for NC State has changed just a little bit over the past 3 years. But anyway, we still don't know who the starting quarterback for NC State will be. Coach Dorn said when he met with the media earlier this week that it's still a battle between Bailey Hockman and Devin Leary, which does not make any sense to me. And any NC State fan, or really anybody who watched that game last week, you can just obviously tell Devin Leary, he seemed more locked in. He seemed to just have that zip on the football when he was throwing it and hitting receivers in stride, hitting receivers through other defenders. He looks like the guy, and even the numbers say it. Leary 12 for 16 passing, coming in, playing a quarter and a half, really, a touchdown, no picks compared to Hockman, 7 for 16 and 2 picks, no touchdowns. Leary seems to be the obvious choice, but maybe Coach Dorn is just throwing Pitt a curveball. Maybe they don't want them to be able to game plan for just one particular quarterback. Who knows? But I feel like In the end, Leary will get the start for the Wolfpack, and the offense should definitely look a lot smoother. And in reality, it's not the offense I'm worried about. They'll probably put up a decent amount of points against a solid defense that Pitt has. But it's our defense, it's the NC State's defense that I'm really worried about, giving up 40-plus points back-to-back games. And Pitt having a solid offense, a solid rushing game with a great offensive line. That's why I'm going to have to make this prediction. I don't want to make this prediction. I do not want to. But my prediction is going to be a 31-24 Pitt win at home. NC State going up there, and I just don't think the defense is capable enough to get NC State to win. I hope they surprise me. I hope I'm wrong again, like I was last week. Very, very wrong last week. It is what it is. I own up to it, but I hope I'm wrong again this time, and I hope NC State can get that win. But this is my prediction. I try to keep it realistic over here. You know how it is. I could just predict State to win every game, but I don't want to do that. I want to try to keep it as realistic as possible and try to get everything right for you guys. And I hope you did enjoy this video. Hope you're tuning in to NC State's game today at noon. And I hope NC State gets that dub. But thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button for me. And as always, go Pack.